What is going on, guys? Once again out here in the garage. I left you off last video with the removal of the 180 dash. My beautiful 180SX Type X with no dash. We took out the old one, which is over there sitting all crappy looking. We're not gonna mess with that in this video. Maybe in another video we'll do like attempting to restore, how to restore a dash. I have no idea, so it's gonna be all learning for me. But as you guys saw last night, we got this new dash all cleaned up, good to go. A little bit of white paint right here. I'll probably try to remove that later on, but that'll be easy to remove while it's in the car if I want to do that. I have all the other pieces laid out that need to go back in the car. The gauge cluster's still in here, the center console's still out, the steering wheel's still out. All the screws are all over the place. I really should have been more organized with the screws. Jesse actually gave me a pretty good idea for organization of screws that I've never really thought about before. He was saying get a piece of cardboard and kind of put the screws into the piece of cardboard where they came out, like on the dash. So basically use the piece of cardboard as a dash, you know. So here's the top of the dash, have the screws for the top, put in the cardboard up here, the center console stuff in the cardboard right here. Just a good way to keep it organized, and I've never really thought about that. That's something he picked up in automotive schooling, and definitely makes a little life hack for keeping up with your screws, but I didn't do that. So it'll be a lucky and learning experience here. Hopefully we'll be able to get most of the screws back where they belong. It is pretty cold outside today. It was actually snowing today for the first time this season. And it was just barely cold enough to snow. I don't even think it was 32 degrees outside. And it snowed for maybe 20, 30 minutes of some pretty heavy big flakes, but it obviously wasn't sticking to the ground at that temperature. But Pickens County, where my boy goes to school, they shut down schools, closed half day, and I had to rush over to the school and grab him. So he got to come home early today. But basically the main point of that is, it's cold out here in the garage. I got a little teeny heater going over there that's helping just a little bit. But we're gonna try to get this dash in as quick as possible because I don't wanna be out here. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna take the dash right now and we're gonna try to get it kind of mocked up in here, get it to where it's supposed to be, and see if we can start getting some bolts in it. This little box right here on the stairs seemed to work out pretty good for the view last time, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it again. And let's see if we can get this dash in. Oh man, this is really not fun. I would much rather be doing something else than putting this stupid dash in right now. But it is gonna look so much better once it's in. If we can just get it in. That's what she said. This would be a lot better with two people too. Thanks, Jesse, for not being here this morning. It's not even morning now. It's like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Slacking on me, bro. This is really super annoying. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remove this other piece over here, the windshield wiper stalk. I already did the turd signal one yesterday to get it out, but it seems like it's just getting in the way. This thing needs to get out the freaking way, so I'm gonna take it off real quick. Stupid little annoying piece removed. Let's see if we can actually get this dash up onto the spot where it's supposed to be. Oh, that just made it way easier. We're not there yet though. Stupid e-brake keeps getting in the way too. It's like every little thing is just barely in the way by like an inch. The handbrake keeps getting in the way, so I'm trying to feed it in bottom first, and then the stupid rearview mirror gets in the way by just like a freaking inch. Freaking me out, man. Oh my God. I'm gonna end up taking off the rearview mirror here in just a second. All right, we might be at a good spot here. I can get the dash just slightly rearranged. We've cleared the rearview mirror. The e-brake is kind of still in the way, but we're kind of past it in a way. Oh boy, we're close. Okay, we're really close right now. Let's just leave it there, it looks good. Just kidding, obviously. I'm starting to sweat in here. I was complaining about being cold, now I'm hot. Oh. Oh man. We're getting there. We are getting there. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. We're getting close. Oh, so close. There's just so many kind of different things that are connected down here that are slightly also in the way that we got to line up the screw holes completely good. I'm gonna go grab my phone to use as a flashlight, but we're getting pretty close to getting mocked up in here. I see some holes lining up pretty good right over here on this side. We still have a little bit of fitment issues on the passenger side, but we are very, very close. Like that hole right there, you guys can't really see it because the windshield's probably not gonna focus right, but that one's pretty lined up. And this one over here is still a little bit off, it looks like, but we're very, very close. All right, let me get my phone for the flashlight. That'd be a good idea. Let's see, we're a little low on that hole, as I suspected we would be. We're getting close with that hole. And up here, we are pretty close on that hole as well. Oh yeah, this hole is actually behind this plastic piece, so we need to peel that plastic piece back again. Hopefully I can do that with the dash in because I'm so close to having it in. I don't want to pull it back out right now. Hey, hey, hey. Alrighty, so what we have going on here, I had a little bit of issues over here. I noticed some of the holes weren't ready lined up. You can see they're pretty lined up now. We should be able to start feeding some screws through there. The main thing that was kind of holding it up was the harness for the gauge cluster. I actually kind of still had tucked down, so it was getting caught in between here and the stuff that's behind the dash, but it's up here now, and I think the fitment's good. I think we are good to go to start feeding some bolts in. And I'm not gonna do quite as in-depth as like, all right, we put this bolt here, this bolt here. If you go back and watch the last video of the dash removal, you should get a pretty good idea. If I run into any type of weird situations or anything that I feel like could be useful information, I'll definitely include that in this reinstall video, but I'm not gonna do step for step like I did on the disassembly and removal. Quick update for you guys. I have the top screws all in on the top of the dash inside of those vents. There's 3 of them. I have kind of placed the center console back where it needs to be. I haven't screwed anything in. I put the gauge cluster back in. It's all screwed in with the 2 bolts on the bottom, 1 at the top. And I guess next I'm going to try to put the instrument panel that's right here back on. I think it's time for an update. I have the steering column stuff kind of back together. The cluster's in there. All the buttons are on in the right place and connected from the rear. And luckily they all do kind of fit separately. Like the buttons you can kind of like mix up, but once you go to plug it in, like there's a certain plug for each size, female and male, you know, piece on the back. So you didn't end up having to like confuse like what plug goes where, so I didn't have to mark them. I did reconnect the hood latch, and that was kind of a pain because I had already put this piece back on, so I had to take that back off because the hood latch, there's a metal piece that does connect to the rear of that piece of plastic. So that's kind of something, if you're doing this, putting it back together, make sure you put your hood latch on first before you secure that bottom piece. The climate control and radio are almost back in. I have a couple more nuts and bolts I need to put in the radio, and then a few nuts and bolts here in the center console, and we are getting pretty close to being finished with this. I feel like it's going to be close on nuts and screws. I feel like I'm going to be almost out by the time I get done with this. Well, I feel like I'm not going to have enough, honestly. Now, if you guys remember from the video yesterday, there was a screw missing there, so I left that missing just so I could have enough for the rest of this. But that's kind of where I'm coming to now, like, what does this fit into? Where can I put this screw? Blah, blah, blah. But we're almost done here, and I got to put the glove box back on, and then we should be pretty close to done, and put the steering wheel on, and I'll show you guys the finished product here soon. Updates, updates, updates. We are almost done. Everything is looking really nice in here. The big thing I'm working on right now are these stupid vents up at the top that just will not stop breaking. This piece was broken, but now this piece is broken into 2. And it's just that piece, it's just so brittle. I hope there's a company out there that either remanufactures these or sells brand new ones, because these things are the biggest piece of crap on this whole car. And I think if you guys know S13s or 180s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody that's taken apart a dash says the exact same thing. Fabian messaged me, one of my old buddies that I've been in contact through online for years now. He messaged me and said I would break those if I wasn't careful. And of course, they're breaking into pieces. We are pretty much back together here. I was just trying to push this center piece back into the steering wheel, but it keeps honking the horn, which makes the dogs really nervous. So I'll hold off for a second until they go back inside. They've been out here hanging out with me for a minute. You big old dum-dums. Come here, bud. I'm not trying to scare you. It's okay. It's okay, Maria. It's okay, Maria. Come here. Come on, let's go inside. Go inside. Go ahead, go inside. Howdy, howdy ho, everybody. No more updates. Well, the final update. Take a look inside of my 180. That's a dash, boys. That is a dash with no cracks. So much better. Definitely so much better for the value of the car. So much better for the feel. Just like getting in the car and driving it is gonna feel so much better now. I have glue all over my hands, my knuckles are busted up. I was able, this one was pretty salvageable. There's a little crack right here, but that one was pretty much all good to go. This one over here, I kind of pieced back together and glued together. I'm gonna try to find a replacement for it. I think it's totally worth it to have a way better dash in here and to have messed up those than to have that stinky, crappy dash still in the car. Absolutely so much better now that that dash is gone. Guys, I have a super clean 180SX now. It was clean on the exterior before and in the engine bay, but now on the interior, she's good to go. Looking so much better. Let's come over here and take a look real quick inside the driver's side. I turned off both the lights inside now, but so much better. Everything came together nicely. It took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but that was just me kind of taking my time, listening to a podcast and making sure I got all the bolts and nuts in the right spot. Now, I didn't get to go to the door today, and I didn't get to get out the locking mechanism to try to pull out the half a key that's still in there. We'll have to do that in a different video. Because right now it's about 6, 7 o'clock, and I'm gonna go get in the Delica. I'll bring you guys along with me for a Delica ride, and we're gonna go grab some food. Off in the Delica we go. Yeah, boy. Look how bright those look on camera. That looks awesome. I need to get a light up license plate to go there, but meh. Climb into my Chariot here. I was looking at my video the other day. My dad was watching the one where we went to the horse pasture. I was looking at how cool these lights look on the TV. You know, it didn't look like as cool on my computer. It doesn't look that cool right now on my camera, but he had the YouTube video playing up on the TV, and these lights just look so cool on the interior. It was very mesmerizing. My fingers right now, I use some like super Gorilla Glue or something for the little cracked pieces on the vents near the window, the windshield. And my fingers right now are just like crusty as can be. It feels like just like dried up, nasty glue caked on them. I should have definitely put on my gloves before doing that, because this stuff is super annoying, and it's on my pants and on my hoodie, so definitely just ruined my fingers and everything I'm wearing today, just repairing that stupid little vent. I hate that. I really can't believe how poorly designed that is. And of course, with all this nasty stuff on my fingers, we chose to eat Zaxby's tonight, and I got chicken wings, so blah. But hey, if you guys don't know Zaxby's, Zaxby's is my freaking place. Anybody in the South obviously knows Zaxby's, but if you haven't left the South, you don't know that Zaxby's isn't all across the country. There was no Zaxby's in Japan either, so that was one of the biggest things I missed in Japan food-wise was Zaxby's. And then we lived in North Dakota, definitely no Zaxby's up in North Dakota. Zaxby's is kind of like a southeast for the most part. I think it even goes all the way into Texas potentially, but Zaxby's is the place for fried chicken and wings too. Their wings are freaking amazing. I'm so excited about the 180 pretty much being done other than that lock. Like, I love the car, obviously, I want to keep it, but like I said in all my other videos, I have to sell them. And I do kind of like get excited when I get to go take pictures of them and post them up for sale and see people's reaction. I've had a few hits on the GTO, a few hits on the Delica, a couple kind of serious, sort of talking about it, but wasn't quite ready to purchase yet. Someone does want to come drive the Delica. Somebody called me about the GTO today, and it was a really weird conversation. All they said was, does it run? And I was like, yeah, it runs perfectly fine. And then they asked how much I was asking for it, and I told them, and they're like, okay, thanks, and hung up. So that was really weird. I don't know, like, you obviously got my phone number from the ad somewhere, so why are you calling me asking me if it runs? Like, you should definitely be able to tell what this is. It's clearly put out in the ad what it is and the condition it's in. Just a little ridiculous. And then today, I don't know if this person was serious or not. I haven't texted back. It was a little bit earlier while I was working on the dash. Somebody texted me and asked me if I was on that car rental website. I think it's called Turo. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not on it, obviously. I've never used it. And they wanted to know if I had the Delica on Turo so that they could rent the Delica for a day. I read that text and I was like, are you serious, bro? I'm gonna text him back just to see what his response was. I'll do that whenever I get home. But man, that was just like, what in the heck? Like, I don't know if it's somebody maybe like that owns that company Turo, or one of their people that works for them or something. And it was just kind of, you know, like their way. They get on Craigslist, they go around and text cars and phone numbers about getting on Turo, or if this person was dead serious about just wanting to rent the Delica. Like, I don't know. The Turo thing, I get it. You can rent out cars, you can rent out some like stuff that you wouldn't find at a car rental car company. But heck, there's no heckin' way I'm gonna rent out my 25, 26, 27-year-old Japanese cars. Maybe if I had like the GT86 still, like the FRS, maybe I would put that on there because it's a new car, I'm not too worried about it. But not one stinking heckin' chance anybody's gonna rent the Delica. Get out of here with that. Bros, look at this. I guess people at the liquor store just park wherever the heck they want. There's tons of parking over here, but we have so many cars just like piled up in front on the sidewalk. What the heck? Hey. We're YouTube videoing here right now. YouTube Mason watching a YouTube video.
I don't know what's happening right now while I'm watching a YouTube video on YouTube.
Anyways, I just wanted to show everybody what Zaxby's is, because not everybody knows what Zaxby's is. I talk about Zaxby's in my videos sometimes, and people are commenting like, what is Zaxby's? Zaxby's is pretty much like the best place ever to eat, isn't it?
Well, not my favorite, but...
What's your favorite? What's your favorite?
Starts with T. Taco Bell.
Whoa! All right. What's the second?
My second... I don't have a second.
Oh, it just skips to third.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I don't... Because I Firehouse.
Oh, yeah, what about Firehouse?
Okay, Firehouse is my first taco, my second, Zaxby's third.
Okay, Firehouse is good. And here's the wings I was telling you guys about. They're pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Let's get to wrapping this up and I'll give you my final words. I don't know if you guys understand how super happy I am with this car now. When I bought this thing in Nagoya, back in maybe August or so, it looked nothing like this. You can go back and watch that video when I bought it from the auction. The paint was faded, the dash was cracked, but I knew it was a car that needed to be saved. When a car has 48,000 original kilometers and only one original owner, you don't let something like this just get away, even if it doesn't look good when you purchase it. I bought this car, like I said, it didn't look anything like it does now, and I still paid a pretty good amount for this car with it being that low mileage and only one owner. And now, I mean, it's pretty much complete. It looks like how it should. We have a nice looking dash in there with no cracks. Like, usually I watch the camera, but now I'm just sitting there staring at that dash. Just look at it. I'm beyond happy with the way this turned out, and I'm super excited now to take it on some drives and to do some fun stuff with this car now that it's looking clean and I'm not embarrassed about the dash. Oh yeah, I'm also watching over here on my phone. It's this guy, his name's Ignited Garage. Let me see if I can, how do I pull up? Let's get rid of the chat right there. Ignited Garage. He just got over 1,000 subscribers. I gave him a shout out a while back, trying to kind of like help grow his channel a little bit, but he's doing a giveaway and he's doing a burnout in his garage right now, and it's pretty hilarious. But it's time to start doing some fun things in our cars. Oh my God. I just want to sit back and stare at this thing tonight. I think I'm going to do a live stream too in just a minute so I can kind of show you guys some stuff that, I mean, obviously this video is going out after the live stream, but always check my channel out, see if there's a live stream going on, because I like to occasionally do those and I haven't done one in a while. I don't think I've done one since being back in the States actually, so we're long overdue, and I just want to sit here and live stream with this beautiful 180 and show everybody how this thing has turned out. Man, I cannot wait to go driving with this thing. So there's a few things I want to do. I want to do some mountain videos. I want to do some like reaction videos. Megan still hasn't even driven this car, so I want to do her kind of like a reaction video while driving it. I got another buddy, Alan, who's got the right-hand drive MR2. He wants to come over and check out the cars. He saw him at Cars and Coffee last weekend, but he hasn't got a chance to actually drive them or anything. So I think if we have time this weekend, he's gonna come over, drive, I'll film his reaction, because he's got that right-hand drive MR2 that's pretty nice. And I think he'll kind of enjoy the 180. It's kind of comparable in power and like the way it feels to the MR2. And then the GTO is obviously, it's a lot bigger. It feels like a lot bigger car. It kind of feels like an R33 GTR or something like that, but it's got a lot of power and it is still super fun to drive. And then the Delica is its own crazy thing on its own. Like, the Delica is just off the wall crazy, and everybody around here is just badass, brother. Like I've been saying, it's hilarious. It's kind of dark in here. It might be hard to see, but that's another thing I want to start tackling soon is this engine bay. The engine bay is like flawless, other than the fact that it's been sitting for a couple months at the port and then on the boat. And then since it's gotten here, I haven't had a chance to actually clean up the engine bay. I don't know if you can see, but that's where I like put a finger across it. It's just super dusty. But the SR20 DET is absolutely in awesome condition. No problems out of it whatsoever. I just need to clean up this engine bay and make it a little bit less dusty. Now remember, if you want to kind of see an actual more how-to video, go to the last video where we actually take the dash out. And then if you're looking for a video on how to install a dash, just reverse the steps. Because I didn't want to get into 2 videos in a row that were in-depth how-to videos. But the one where I take out the dash, I kind of look at every single screw and give you a step-by-step process of taking out the dash as I learn it, because that was my first time taking out a dash in a 180. But today, success. The new dash is in. I'm super happy. I'll sleep good tonight knowing that I have a beautiful 180 in the garage and that I'm gonna go driving in it this weekend, boys. Now anyways, if you are interested in the 180, it's pretty much ready to go. Like I said, the only thing I have left to do is take off that door panel and get that lock out and get the key. But final price I'm gonna be asking for it right now is 22,000 USD. It's a good price in all honesty. You can't find, if something like this in Japan went up to auction with this amount of kilometers in this condition, you're looking at probably that price in Japan for this car, not exported, not imported, not any of that. So 22,000 is honestly a steal for something like this. I know a lot of you guys like to hate on prices, you guys don't like expensive cars, but this is the one I brought back over as like that good, I don't know. You guys know what I mean. This car's worth a lot of money and 22,000 is a good deal for it, whether you guys think it is or not. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here though. I will do a live stream here. Well, it's in the past for you guys now, but I'm about to do a live stream. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, thanks for watching.